Item 6E is a resolution awarding contract for the Highway 28 and Highway 5 southbound ramp traffic signalization project. So this is the second of the three resolutions needed to start the project. This resolution awards the contract to Heartland Underground Solutions. Wayne, anything to add?
No, sir.
Any discussion or questions, comments from council or any public comment? I get a motion to approve the resolution as presented.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Rivas, seconded by Cool. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Kalen would call a roll.
Councilmember Livingston,
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Riva,
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
All right, motion carried. Item 6F. Resolution approving contract and bond for the Highway 28 and Highway 5 southbound ramp traffic signalization project. So this is the third and final resolution needed to get the project going. This resolution approves the contract and indicates how the city is going to pay Heartland Underground Solutions for their work. Wayne, anything to add? Any questions, comments from discussion from council or any public comment? Hearing none. Can I get a motion to approve the resolution? Did I do that? I didn't do that, did I?
No. Motion.
Okay. Motion by Cool, seconded by Riva. Got lost there for a second with everything going on.
Just one other question.
Sure.
Engineer question. So the engineer fee, design fee, usually that's a percentage of construction costs. Is that based on the percentage of the estimated construction cost or what it actually came in at?
We haven't received the construction services contract yet. It'll probably be on the next agenda.
Great, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Kalen, would you call a roll?
Councilmember Lester,
Yes.
Riva,
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Livingston,
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Item 6G is a public hearing on a proposal to enter into an essential purpose loan agreement. So we'll open up the public hearing at 6:22 p.m. Purpose of this hearing is to get public input on getting this loan. Jean, I'll let you explain it.
Okay, thank you. As you said, this is for an essential corporate purpose loan. It's $4,490,000. Essential corporate purpose does not require a vote of the people. Some examples are streets, signals, utilities, equipment for public works and public safety. This particular loan is for Chatham and Highway 28 signal and intersection improvements, Blue Stem and Prairie Ridge, street improvements, infrastructure on Norwalk Central that Diligent is installing, and a plow truck for public works.
All right. Kalen, have we received any oral or written comments on this item?
No.
Any other public comment? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and close public hearing at 6:23 p.m. Item 6H is a public hearing on a proposal to enter into a general purpose loan agreement. So we'll open up the public hearing at 6:23 p.m. Jean, I'm going to let you explain this.
Okay, this is a general corporate purpose loan. I just explained essential corporate purpose. Generally, these are subject to a vote of the people. However, this is under the threshold required of $910,000. This is $650,000. It's for the public safety HVAC project.
Okay. Kalen, have we received any oral or written comments on this?
No.
Any other public comment? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and close public hearing at 6:24 p.m. Item 6I is a public hearing on a proposal to enter into a municipal field house loan agreement. So we'll open up the public hearing at 6:24 p.m. Jean, you're on again.
Okay, this is for $4.6 million for the field house. We approved 9.5 last September. The reason we are doing a separate public hearing for this one is because the city is using its reverse referendum ability under the law. We have not received a petition as of today, which I think is the deadline. So again, for the field house.
Okay. Kalen, have we received any oral or written comments on this item?
No.
Any other public comment? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and close public hearing at 6:24 PM. Item 6J is public hearing on a proposal to enter into a sports complex loan agreement. So we'll open up a public hearing at 6:25 PM. Jean?
This one is for the sports complex per our economic development agreement. We are granting Sportsplex $1.6 million upon certificate of occupancy. So when they open their doors, it's a $1.6 million grant. The reason this is separate public hearing is it will be a taxable loan versus a non-taxable loan.
Kaylin, have we received any oral or written comments on this?
No.
Okay, any other public comments? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and close public hearing at 6:25 PM. Item 6K is a resolution taking additional action on proposals to enter into general obligation loan agreements and combining the loan agreements. So we just had 4 public hearings for this resolution to authorize Jean to bond for those 4 projects.
That is correct. There'll be 2 different series. The one series for the sports complex grant, and then one series for all the others, which are non-taxable. And this action allows us to use the debt service levy to pay for those.
Okay. What discussion, questions, comments does council have?
I have another nitpick for you, Jean. There is no Prairie Ridge Street, it's Prairie Sage. So if that goes into a
Oh.
document someplace, it needs to be.
It's Prairie Sage,
Prairie
not
Sage.
Prairie Ridge. Got it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That's not nitpicky. That's just a good catch.
Thank you. Good catch.
Any other discussion, questions from council or any public input? Public comments? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the resolution as brief, well, as amended?
Second.
Okay, so motion by Lester, seconded by Livingston. Any further discussion? Kaylin, would you call a roll?
Councilmember Riva,
Yes.
Cool,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Lester.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Item 6L. It's the third reading of an ordinance amending the official zoning map of the city of Norwalk, Iowa by amending the North Shore PUD. So this talked about this PUD change for North Shore. Any discussion or comments from council? Or any public comment?
Motion.
Second.
Motion to approve third reading by Livingston, seconded by Lester. Any further discussion? Kaylin, would you call a roll?
Councilmember Cool,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Riva. Yes.
All right, motion carries. Item 6M. Resolution approving the final plat of Warrior Run Estates Plat 3. So Plat 3 is way back in the northeastern part of Warrior Run and is ready for approval. The intent is to create a lot split for the existing building on the smaller lot, which contains a storage building that was used by the golf course. Luke or Jim, you got anything to add?
Nope, I think that's you described it well.
Good deal. Wayne, everything looked good on any
Yes.
public infrastructure there?
I don't believe we have any out there.
Okay, nothing there.
Yeah, there's no
Okay.
infrastructure on that.
That's why Luke removed it from my notes, but I said it anyway. Any discussion or questions, comments from council? Can I
Yeah,
get
I'll
a,
have a tear in my eye on this one, Mayor. I hit a lot of balls in the trees out there.
oh, they're gonna find some of your balls out there by that
They
building.
may while they're doing all the.
All right. Any public comment?
Enforcement diligent development. Doesn't sound like there's a whole lot of questions on this one, but just a reminder. This is just to parcel off the maintenance shed. Essentially, we're using this as a vehicle to transfer from one entity to a related entity. And the only way to do that is to do this parcel split. We did have the next plat, which will be a true residential lot plat, go through P&Z last week, 2 weeks ago. So that'll be coming. This is kind of a unique plat where it's a little bit more of a minor subdivision plat of survey. The actual residential plat should be coming before you, probably next meeting. but happy to answer questions.
Questions? Okay, can I get a motion to approve the resolution as presented?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Rivas, seconded by Cool. Any further discussion? Kalen, would you call the roll?
Councilmember Livingston.
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Riva. Yes. Cool,
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Item 6N is resolution conditionally authorizing the inclusion of the city of Norwalk as a founding agency of the Central Iowa Water Works. Conditionally approving the Central Iowa Water Works 28E 28F agreement and conditionally authorizing the execution of the Central Iowa Water Works 28E 28F agreement by the city of Norwalk. I believe we want to be a part of Central Iowa Water Works. And this resolution conditionally authorizes Norwalk to be included at the start of this new organization. So I'm going to let Luke take over on this.
You know, we've talked this, I'm not gonna say talked it to death, but this has been in the works, I would say over a decade.
Yeah.
Before I even started with Norwalk, Central Iowa Water Works was a discussion point. I've got to hand it to a lot of very talented people that have put in time, the consultants that have worked with Des Moines Water Works, all the other metro communities that are the founding members. I've had people say, is this going to make water less expensive? I said, the price isn't going to go down. I just firmly believe the price isn't going to go up as much as it would have without us working together and utilizing economies of scale. So I think overall, this is a very good move for Norwalk. It's a good move for the metro in general. So absolutely full support to move forward and to get our membership into Central Iowa Water Works.
Should I ask one question?
Please.
I know the answer, but I want to ask you. If we don't do this, do we have to go get our own water source?
Potentially, there are a couple communities that are choosing to not participate. And what they will do is they will ride out the current agreement that they have with, likely it's Des Moines Water Works. And at the end of that, yes, they would have to find their own water source.
I just wanted to clarify. I want that said, because I've asked you before,
Yeah.
and you've told me
Yes.
that, so I want that said out loud.
Yep. It's a good question.
As to, I mean, when you look at a starting position of $5.8 million to get into it, correct?
Mhm.
That sounds like a lot, but digging a well and creating our own water source and treating it is a lot more expensive, so.
And finding staff that are grade certified to run those plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly there's a lot more expensive than the buy-in here.
Yeah, I just wanted to get the facts on the tables, because we've had the discussions, but haven't been all public. Thank you.
Definitely puts us in a better position going forward.
So we use the term conditional authorization. What is a conditional authorization?
So this, because of 28E, this is more than just two entities getting together and signing the agreement. There are several members that are founding members. So the idea is it's conditional upon each entity agreeing to participate. Because if any one community at the last minute says, no, we're out, that changes our buy-in, but it also changes the capacity of water that we would receive.
Okay.
So it's conditioned upon everybody else approving it also.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the shorter answer. Thanks.
Okay, then I have one more question. Besides the section of code that comes after 28E, what is the 28F?
So 28E is the state law that gives us the authority to enter into mutual agreements or some kind of joint agreement with other municipalities or even county governments. 28F is the portion that allows us to enter into joint financial agreements with other agencies.
Okay.
I don't know that there's a relationship for F to finance, but it just happens to be section 28F of the state code.
Yeah, you wouldn't think the state of Iowa would think that far ahead.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions or discussion from council? Or any public comment? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the resolution as presented?
Second.
Motion by Rivas, seconded by Cool. Any further discussion?
You may want to start thinking about representation on that board if you
Okay.
haven't already.
All right, I will do that. Okay. Caitlin, would you call the roll?
Councilmember Lester,
Yes.
Reba. Yes. Cool,
Yes.
Livingston.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Item 6O is the third reading of an ordinance creating a new chapter 77 golf carts, providing for the limited operation of golf cart spawn specifically designed golf cart paths and for the crossing of city streets. So we had the second reading of this ordinance at our last meeting. It limits the use of golf carts to specified areas within the city. Jim or Chief, you got anything to add?
Nope, I don't think so. We did change for Prairie Clover Court. The past reading had it on the east side of Prairie Clover Court. But it's been pointed out by local residents, and once we checked the plat maps, that the intention was for it to be on the west side of Prairie Clover Court.
Okay.
That did change from east to west.
Any other questions or discussion from the council? Any public comment? Can I get a motion to approve the final reading of the ordinance as presented?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, motion by Lester, seconded by Reva. Any further discussion? Caitlin, would you call the roll?
Councilmember Reba,
Yes.
Cool,
Yeah.
Livingston,
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Item 6P is the second and possibly final reading of an ordinance amending section 17609.5C, performance surety, and 17609.6A, maintenance bonds, deleting section 11009 regarding natural gas franchise fees, and section 110.10 regarding electric franchise fees of the Norwalk City Code. So these are non-substantive changes to the ordinances to correct some grammatical errors and to remove some language regarding franchise fees since we don't collect franchise fees. Anything to add?
No.
Okay, any discussion or comments, questions from council? Any
Motion.
public comment?
Second.
Motion from Lester, seconded by Reba, to approve the second reading. Caitlin, would you call roll?
Councilmember Cool,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Reba.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Does anybody like to make a motion to waive the final reading?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Livingston. I'm gonna say second by Lester. Caitlin, would you call roll?
Councilmember Livingston,
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Reba,
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Motion carries, just because David was louder. Item 7, future agenda items. So the purpose for this item is for council to give direction to staff by way of motion to have items placed on future agendas. Anybody have anything for a future agenda? Hearing none, we will move on. Item 8, council inquiries and staff updates. Jim? Nope. Stephanie? David?
Uh-oh.
It looks fun. Thank you to Public Works. I've got a few thank yous. We get this meeting and next week. So hanging the Christmas lights, the decorations, the snow and ice removal. You guys did a good job on those two little events, or one event, and put some ice melt or pre-melt down. So good. Thank you guys very much. Parks and Rec, always with the bingo on Sunday nights and just in general, you guys have done a great job. So thank you. Library staff, I've seen a lot of activities happening out there. I love it. I love seeing the activities happening with all of our folks. Fire and police, you guys are getting lumped together, sorry. All the good things you do, sir. Cops with carts, the Santa stuff, just in general, general assistance and knowledge, knowing that if I need help, I'm gonna have someone there within a minute and a half or 2 minutes is awesome. So just thank you guys very much. That your staff is great. Make sure you relay that on to all of you, the staff that hit so far. So, and then I wanted to say congratulations to 2 Eagle Scouts that got their stuff done. Eric Randall, and then Alice Lester. So my daughter finished hers up, and they're both seniors up at the high school here in town. So I just wanted to say
Nice.
those.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Well, the best I can do is ditto. But anyway, no, I have no other updates, Mayor.
All right, thanks. Carrie?
Yeah, hi, Mayor. I just want to give a quick thanks to the Wellness and Safety Work Group for the Employee Appreciation Week last week. They did lots of planning over the last few months. They provided a bagel breakfast for all staff, provided tumblers with the Norwalk City logo on it. And then, of course, our employee luncheon on Friday. We had a food truck, lots of good food, good socializing, some ping pong and bags. So it was a good time. And just a thank you to them for all their hard work.
All right, thank you. Wayne.
The contractor is scheduling to open up Beardsley Street, fully open it tomorrow around 8 o'clock. We'll have the traffic control contractor there to pull the barricades, and then some minor traffic signal adjustments will occur under traffic. Right when we get traffic, they'll make some final adjustments.
Well, that's great.
It'll be good. It's real happy with how that project is turning out. Mid-Am's still doing some work in the area, and they're still trying to line up a contractor to get streetlights put up in the area. So there'll still be work going on, but it'll be the project is wrapped up and be operational.
Have they exceeded their allowed working days?
No,
So they're still within schedule.
correct. Yep.
Good.
Great.
That's it. Thank you.
Chief.
This Saturday is Santa Day. So be ready. If you hear the sirens in your neighborhood, step outside, give him a wave. He'll be leaving the station at 8 o'clock. We try to hit every road in the community. Please don't call 911 if he does not drive by your house. But if you miss him, he'll be driving through the school parking lot at 11:30. That's all. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Chief.
Last night was our Cops with Carts. I think it's our 7th annual. The totals were 8 full carloads of food and $4,743.22 in cash given to the food. Well, it will be given to the food pantry.
Good. That's
So
fantastic.
they can buy fresh meat and eggs and milk. Thanks to Stephanie for her challenge of city employees. She challenged us as city employees to raise 1,000, and she would match that. City employees came through with $1,390. And Stephanie showed up and paid her ransom. Otherwise, it was a fun night and it all worked out well. So thank you for everybody who participated, and Gene, especially the library employees, stepped up with a sizable collective donation, and it was just a good time. That's all I have.
Thank you. Jean.
No report. Thank you.
Jean.
No report. Thank you.
Robin.
No.
Wow. Lindsay.
Nothing for me. Just thanks to Kaylin for being there for me tonight while I'm under the weather.
Yeah. Kaylin, you got anything? All right, Jack. Luke.
I do have a couple of things. First, Gene, thank you. Items G through K. We went through those pretty fast. I know that takes a lot of time. Both with our bond counsel, financial planners. So thank you for putting all the time in on that. A couple quick things on Westcom. We had a managers meeting for Westcom this week, and one update and one neat thing. I learned that the dispatchers at Westcom recently have been certified for mental health. So dispatch, there's things called medical dispatch where they know the right kind of questions to ask to help our EMS be more prepared when they arrive at a scene. So that's a medical dispatch certification. This is mental health certification. And so during this discussion, I said, how many other dispatch SOPs, they call them, or not SOPs, dispatch centers across the state have that similar certification? And they said there are not many. PSAP, yes, sorry, thank you.
So then we can call the PSAP if we think that something's really bothering us.
Well, kind of. They will know some good questions to ask you to make sure they're sending the right people.
There you go.
I also learned about some other programs around the metro that I plan to talk to Chief Staples about in relation to that mental health and how they respond to some of those calls.
No, I think that's great. And I think that, that communication center is something that all the rest of them are chasing. It's the model that the rest of them are trying to copy.
Westcom sets the bar high.
Yes, it does. They do indeed.
The second thing, somewhat of a positive. So you recall that E911 funds that come in from the surcharge on cell phone bills and landline bills. That flows through county governments and ultimately that gets distributed out to the different PSAPs or the different dispatch centers. You may recall that there were some issues and some dollars that weren't reconciling correctly. And the county had hired a company called Forvist to come in and do a financial review, not an audit, a financial review. Good news, bad news. Good news is they came back and we're going to see an adjustment to Westcom of approximately $635,000. That's a positive. The negative is they only started, I believe, in 2021, which means there is still a chance that there's some issues that happened before that, either plus or minus. Because when they're trying to reconcile, they're not able to get things to come out to a zero. And to reconcile, you always want it to come out to a zero. So West Des Moines Finance has been putting in quite a bit of time. They're asking for a data dump so that they can go through and try to figure out why that is not zeroing out. So good news, bad news, at least we're starting to bring that to closure through that $630,000 adjustment, but there's still another step to take. Any questions? That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Don't forget, community chat's in here 9 o'clock Saturday morning. And if Santa's coming by, we're gonna pause and we're gonna go outside and wave. I can tell you that right now. Okay. Item 9. It's a potential closed session pursuant to Iowa Code section. Well, it is a closed session pursuant to Iowa Code section 21.5C. To discuss strategy with counsel in matters that are presently in litigation or where litigation is imminent, where its disclosure would be likely to prejudice or disadvantage the position of the governmental body that in that litigation. Jim, is this a valid reason to go into closed session?
Yes, it is.
All right, so can I get a motion to go into closed session?
Motion.
And a second. Motion by Reba, seconded by Lester. Kaylin, would you please call a roll?
Councilmember Lester,
Yes.
Reba,
Yes.
Cool,
Yes.
Livingston.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. We're gonna go in closed